Winning the world's most brutal race, he did it simply because he didn't understand the rules. Hi, I'm still Alia. In 1983 in Australia, a 61-year-old potato farmer wearing a pair of mud-covered rubber boots won the final victory. It was a race called the Sydney to Melbourne Ultramarathon with a total distance of 875 kilometers. The runners had to follow the Hume Highway all the way south and cross the steep Blue Mountains. This was not a normal race, but more like a public test of human limits. On this road, there was not only the 40-degree heat coming from the asphalt, but also the cold night wind that could cut through your bones. Even worse, heavy trucks could pass by at any time, and the airflow alone could knock a person down. Before this, the belief in the running world was that even the best athletes would need at least 7 days to reach the finish line, and they had to strictly follow a scientific rhythm of run, rest, and recovery. At the starting line stood the top endurance athletes in the world. Their teams even included doctors, therapists, and support vehicles. On their feet were custom racing shoes from major sports brands. Every step they took was based on data, nutrition, and training models. But among these fully equipped superhumans, there was one man who looked completely out of place. His name was Cliff Young, a potato farmer from rural Australia. He was 61 years old, had no professional training, no team support, and not even a pair of running shoes. His only gear was a pair of rubber boots used to protect against snakes and mud, along with an old pair of work pants. He didn't even prepare professional supplies. When a reporter held a microphone to him and asked why he joined the race, Cliff answered honestly, "I chase sheep on my farm for days and nights. I think I can do this race." He sounded serious, but no one believed him. To everyone else, he looked like just an ordinary farmer who had wandered into the race by mistake. When the starting gun fired, the elite runners rushed out like arrows, quickly creating distance with steady rhythm and precise steps. Cliff, however, started a bit late, moving forward slowly with small steps. His movement looked awkward, almost like he was dragging his body. He didn't speed up, but kept moving in a strange way that looked neither elegant nor efficient, even a little funny. Within a few hours, he was far behind, becoming the least noticeable runner in the race. Many people thought he wouldn't even last through the first night. But the real race had just begun when night fell. On the first night, the leading runners reached their planned camp and stopped to rest, following their training plans. Because in common belief, no one could run for more than 18 hours continuously. But on the road, that old man in work pants didn't know these rules. He just kept going, like when he chased animals on his farm. In the dark Australian road, under only the light of the stars, he moved forward step by step. His speed was not fast, about 6 kilometers per hour, but his rhythm was extremely steady. No sprint, no stop, just like an old machine that never shuts down. The next morning, when the elite runners came out of their tents ready to lead again, they saw something unbelievable. That 61-year-old farmer had not only stayed in the race, but during the hours when they were sleeping, he had quietly passed all of them. In that moment, everything they believed was broken. The professional runners immediately increased their speed, trying to take the lead back. During the day, they could still use their speed advantage to pull ahead. But the problem came at night. Once the sun went down, they had to stop and rest, or their bodies would collapse. Cliff, however, kept moving. He had no explosive power and no sprint ability, but he had a steady rhythm of about 6 kilometers per hour. He continued with that strange, but stable step in the darkness. Not fast, but almost never stopping. By the third day, the race situation became completely chaotic. This was no longer a competition between elites, but a desperate chase by strong athletes trying to catch a 61-year-old man. To catch him, the professionals had to break their own rhythm. They reduced their sleep from 6 hours to 4, then to 2, and some even chose not to sleep at all. But the human body has limits. Continuous high-intensity running with lack of sleep brought serious problems. Some developed tendon inflammation, some had severe muscle injuries, and some, due to extreme lack of sleep, started to hallucinate and even fell off the road. And Cliff? He kept going, steady as ever. He did not chase speed, he just made sure he didn't stop. In his life experience, if sheep ran away, you had to keep chasing until they got tired. By the 5th day, the race organizers began to panic. According to the original plan, the finish line staff and equipment would only be fully ready on the 7th day. But now that old man was only dozens of kilometers away from the finish. His condition was even more stable than the elite runners. Without explosive effort, there was no collapse. In an unbelievable way, he broke the entire rhythm of the race. In the end, Cliff Young crossed the finish line in 5 days, 15 hours, and 4 minutes. He not only won the race, but also shortened the previous record by nearly 2 days. It was an almost impossible gap. When he finished, the second-place runner was still 10 hours away in the wild. The crowd went wild. The farmer who was laughed at before the start tore apart the pride of professionalism in the simplest way. Even more surprising was what he did after the race. He didn't sign endorsements, didn't write books, and didn't try to build fame. Instead, he gave all his prize money to the other runners. He said they worked just as hard. Then he returned to his farm, continued growing potatoes, and kept wearing his boots to herd animals. In 1984, he was awarded the Order of Australia. In his hometown, instead of building a grand statue, people made a bronze sculpture of his rubber boots. Because those boots did not represent poverty, but something pure. What is truly great is not victory, but the state of never stopping. Until the age of 77, Cliff was still active in endurance races. He proved one thing with his life. Human limits are often not set by the body, but by the rules. Cliff Young did not change the science of running, but he changed how people understand persistence. Later, people called his running style the Cliff Young Shuffle, a low-impact, sustainable rhythm that has been studied and used by many ultramarathon runners around the world. It became a lesson for runners, not because it looks good, but because it represents a simple idea. As long as you don't stop, you still have a chance to win. There were no complex calculations, no perfect strategies, just one simple rule: focus on the finish line and don't stop. On that 875-kilometer road, the meaning of winning and losing was redefined. It was not about speed, not about equipment, and not even about talent. It was about extreme simplicity.